Hello, freak bitches.
And if you listen to Jordan Peterson, he knows so much about Marxism that it shows you like, oh, this is a pattern of human thinking. It starts off by people that were really like well-intentioned, they're intellectuals, they're very kind, they're sympathetic, they're progressive, and they want everyone to be nice. So one of the ways they do it is to be really evil to people they think are not nice.
That's right.
And then you create this fucking war.
Because they look at them as predators.
Yeah.
And that's that sort of like infantile.
The problem is the people on the other side don't look at it that way.
Right.
So you're starting this thing and you're creating two shored up defenses and walls of offense. Mm-hmm. You push in, you start Molotov cocktailing universities that are giving speeches by guys who are Republicans. You create like that UC Berkeley thing.
Yeah, what happened with Milo? I didn't.
Yeah, pulled him out of the fucking building to save his life. Like people are
Really? They had to
rioting
yank
outside
him
the
out?
building.
Yeah.
They did $100,000 worth of damage to the school.
Forward thinking. I thought Berkeley was so tolerant.
'Cause
What a surprise!
when
As long as you don't,
They
as
lit
long as you
cars
agree
on
with them.
fire. They
Dude,
lit cars
when
on
we were
fire.
in Portland, Milo was there, and someone got shot at his thing.
Yes.
Some dude got shot in the
some guy
stomach
got shot.
right by us.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And if you listen to what he's saying,
He's saying some racist shit, right?
nothing compared to the reaction that it's getting. Nothing. He's mostly half of a troll. He's like half of a comedian.
But
and when he
isn't
says
his-
things, he's bitchy. He's a bitchy gay guy. They're calling him a Nazi, and he's a fucking gay Jew. It is one of the funniest things ever. They're calling this guy a Nazi and a white supremacist.
What's the slogan of his tour, though? It's intense.
Dangerous faggot tour. But
But he's gay.
he's gay, and he talks
didn't
about
know
his
he was
love
gay.
of black dick. You know, he talks
a
about
comedian?
how
No.
he's a writer
Activist.
and a troll, but like an intelligent troll and a British guy who's got people on. If you look at what
He's
he
banned
actually
from
said.
Twitter.
Yeah, and they said it was because he said rude, racist shit
Ghostbuster girl.
or organized some sort of an attack on Leslie Jones. But he didn't do it. Like, if you look at what he said, how responsible is someone who cracks a joke about someone? Like, he said something about Leslie Jones. Wouldn't be the first time I was turned down by a black man. Like something along those lines. Like,
Right.
bitchy, but funny. And for saying that, because she was mad at his review or something along
No,
those
I
lines.
thought his followers started sending her horrible comments.
Maybe,
hate
but
comments.
how much of that can you push onto him?
Yeah, you can't control that.
You can't control it. So
I'm not advocating what he said,
What I'm
but-
saying is, if you look at what he actually said,
Yeah.
if that's grounds for a ban, we're dealing with some extreme censorship. So you got to figure out, like, when is he responsible? See, did he say, "Hey guys, go get him"? No, he didn't. But you know who did do that is Leslie Jones. There was a
Yep.
tweet where Leslie Jones, someone was attacking her, and she was like, "Go get him," to that person. Which is like, look, that's her prerogative too. If you want to be a cunt and start attacking this woman who's a very hilarious comedian for no reason,
Yep.
I think she should be able to say "fuck you" and do it publicly and say
I
"go
do too.
get him"
So-
to her fans.
so who's
but
fucking
here's
with
the point:
Milo?
is Milo never said that. Milo literally never said "go get him," but yet he was sort of held responsible
Yeah.
Yeah.
for things that other
Sure.
people said. You can't. There's so many crazy people out there. The idea that you can control them and that you could just like say, like, people who like Bryan Callen, you are responsible for those people. You have to set a good example. We're going to kick you off our platform.
crazy.
That's essentially what they're
It's
saying.
crazy.
It's weird.
It's their prerogative, though.
Pull up what he
Twitter.
actually said.
I also think it's
Pull
interesting
up what Milo
that
actually said that
you
got him
don't,
banned.
you know, you're not going to change. We always have to remember that if you disagree with the other side, the idea is to try to get them to agree with you or try to come up with some kind of a consensus so you can move ideas forward and move the world forward. And what we have with this kind of reaction to Milo is if you're going to do $100,000 worth of damage in your protest, well, that's fine, and Milo will have to be escorted out, and you won't listen to him, and you close your mind. You're not moving anything forward or making anything better, though. You're just creating a big old division, and I guess you guys can stay in your echo chamber, they'll stay in their echo chamber, and nobody will listen to each other, and we won't learn anything.
Well,
And that's
this is the
fucking-
product of being raised in this system, this two-party system, and this ridiculous idea that there's us and them. And now that they're in, there's this, all people have to fight back, and you have to punch Nazis.
Yeah.
So all this crazy shit that people are saying. But when you listen to what Milo actually says, even if you disagree with him, which I do all the time, like I disagree with a lot of what he's saying. Sam Harris put it best. He's like, half of it is like a performance.
Right.
It's like he seems insincere a lot of the times, and he's very acutely aware that he's generating a response. And the things that he's saying, that they're saying, like, that they're saying that he's racist or he's just this terrible white nationalist or something. They're just making stuff up so that they can start attacking him more freely because it's easier. What he said is definitely controversial. He said some of it is definitely rude. Some of it is preposterous. Some of it doesn't make any sense. Like he's pro circumcision because he doesn't want dicks to have extra skin hanging off of them. He says he'll fight with you about it. You know, he's a Catholic, I think he is. I'm like, okay,
that's funny.
You believe that? And he's like, absolutely. Catholicism is the best religion. It's the most amazing religion. I'm super like he's crazy. Okay, so he started making fun of Jones. We wrote an article. First of all, let's say one thing that he wrote an article where he did a horrible, like a mean critique of the new Ghostbusters for women, and he said essentially that it was like a feminist film. And he pointed out some really important shit. He's like, every guy in the movie is a fucking idiot, and every woman saves the world. And he's like, it's kind of ridiculous. So he says. So he writes this. So she was getting hate mail from his response, I guess, from his thing, racial abuse that she was getting. And he said, everyone gets hate mail for fuck's sake. One tweet read. Another one called Jones barely literate. Later, she shared fake screenshots. Oh, he shared fake screenshots that made it appear if Jones were making profane and offensive postings. Twitter didn't say exactly why it banned Yiannopoulos, only telling Breitbart writer that he was permanently banned for violation of the company's rules, prohibiting participation in or exciting targeted abuse of individuals. So what makes that, like, okay, I could see, like, if he was retweeting things that were very rude, I would have to see what those things were.
Probably pretty
see
rude.
how rude they
bad.
were, or maybe they were silly.
They
Yeah,
were,
let's see
they were
let's see the
very
tweets.
racist. They were bad.
Can
They
we
were
see
bad?
the actual tweets?
Yeah, they were bad.
Did you
I saw
see
some.
them?
They were crazy.
They were
racist.
awful.
Well, let's see.
Awful
Make it
racist.
appear that if
Hurtful
Jones...
Really
click on that
racist.
link there, Jamie. Scroll back down.
God damn,
see where it
look at that
says
one.
it made it appear if Jones were making profane and offensive postings. Click on that. Let's see what it looks like, what was actually said. This was not me. Okay. Uncle Tom Fag Nero needs to get his racist ass out my mentions. Shit like this makes me think we need to gas these goddamn faggots to death. Okay, so it's not really her.
That's fake, yeah.
Somebody made a fake
That's kind of
picture.
fucked up to do to Leslie Jones.
It's terrible. Well, how do we know? Okay, you
Wow.
gotta assume that he knew that
But
wasn't him,
she
right?
posted one that
that wasn't
he
her,
posted,
brother,
right?
But hold on. We gotta assume that. Go back to that again, Jamie. You gotta assume that he knew that wasn't really her, right? You don't think that he really thought she wrote that. So if he retweets that, if that's a fake account,
Yeah.
what's the diff? Okay, so it's just a photo that
did he
someone
make
put
it
up.
or did he?
Someone else did it, and
He
he
didn't do
retweeted
it.
it.
Yeah.
He retweeted it, I guess. Okay, so let's see what the other ones are.
Although it says it looks like it's verified as a Les dog. But
Is
So
it-
did he retweet this?
Like, this
Someone
was
sent
one
it to
she-
him.
yeah, she got.
And he retweeted it. Okay, here's one. Les Dog, your Ghostbusters isn't the first to have an ape in it. Oh, shit.
That is super racist.
yeah, it is.
Whoa.
It's awful.
So
too.
he
It's also
retweeted
mean.
that. He retweeted that. Okay. Yeah, that's not cool. That's pretty fucking rude.
That's
Okay,
bad.
what else we got?
That's just shitty, man. That makes
Yeah.
me not like. Just that makes me want to.
Well,
punch
listen,
Yiannopoulos
he's definitely
in
got
the
some
face.
issues.
He's lashing
He's a
back out at
dick.
her.
He's got some fucking issues.
He's
Okay,
just-
we're
Yes,
good. We
yeah.
get it.
He's
we
a
get it.
dick.
Well, he's definitely got some issues. Like
Yeah.
that's not a cool thing to do. But what he's doing, he incites talk, and
Yeah.
because of that, his book is now #1 on the Amazon
Jesus.
bestseller
What's he
list.
trying to accomplish? Like,
And
what's
this
his
is-
goal?
What's the
That's
book about?
probably-
Pre-sale. No one knows. The book's not even out yet.
Yeah.
It's really a really interesting guy in a lot of ways. He's very smart. I talked to him off air. He's a very intelligent guy. He's very cordial, very good to talk to. I really enjoyed talking to him. And we joked around a lot when we did the podcast together because I grilled him about certain things that I think are ridiculous. And eventually he gives in and starts laughing with you. He's a very smart guy, but I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if this is the real him, or if this is him doing a performance, or if it's a combination of both, or if he's finding himself in the midst of this hurricane of negativity and popularity, which would we just assuming that he's bulletproof, that he can't be influenced by this fucking crazy ordeal that he's going through, and occasionally do shit that he shouldn't have done, like reposting some horrible
old is he?
racist thing. He's young. I mean, he's maybe 30-something, right? How old is
Yeah,
Milo?
you made a point. That's a really interesting point you just said made about if this is like in transition, like so.
Sure he is. He's growing just like all of us
Yeah,
are.
and even like it depends on.
expect
Like, you know,
this.
you can catch somebody in a moment where they can sound they
33.
can sound not like themselves. So
Oh, he's young.
yeah,
He's
young.
33. Fucking smart dude, I'm telling you.
I believe it.
I just I definitely disagree with retweeting that racist picture of Leslie
Yeah.
Jones looking like a gorilla.
This one guy who said something. He was at the what was the theater in France that they shot up during a performance? He was in the band, I
Oh,
believe.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So remember when those guys opened fire
Oh,
from
at
the
the
stage?
live concert.
Yeah,
the
Yes,
something
the
American
live
band.
concert.
Yeah.
It's
Death
a famous,
metal.
famous, death metal.
Whatever it
And
is.
he said something about Islam. Right after that, he was like, and he was emotional, and people had died, and it was his concert, and he saw all kinds of stuff, and he said something that they picked up, and he did an interview because they just did a documentary on it, and he said something really interesting. They said, you said something about Islam. Do you have any regret about that? And it was pretty racist. And he said, all right, well, look, first of all, I love people. We have a lot of Muslim fans and everything else. He said, what happened there was my emotions were so heightened, and there was a span of time where I was thinking in a very emotional, uncharacteristic way that I usually am. I was hot off of something tragic, and I didn't even know how to make sense of it. I don't want you to reread what I said, because that's not who I am. But in that sliver of time, that's how I was feeling, and I lashed out in pain.
It's a very honest way of putting it.
It is. And I thought that's why we have to be careful about taking quotes and then applying that to a person's entire character.
Who made
we
that
do
quote?
all the
You say
fucking
Milo
time.
made that quote?
Yeah, we do that all the
No,
time.
this was a guy in the band after he said something about Islam. But it made me think about that. We do this all the time where we say, you said that one thing, you said a sentence, let's highlight that, and let's just say that's who the man is. You know, you got to be a little careful with that.
Sometimes you got to be held accountable for what
You
you're
do.
tweeting,
You
putting
do.
out. We can't always give everyone a pass. Like,
No.
oh, he's just going through a rough time. It's all good.
No,
you got to be
that's
held
true.
accountable to that.
That's true
shit.
too. That's true too. But we also have to recognize that, like, at 33 years of age, especially, dude, I was a moron when I was 33. And if I had gotten drunk and I decided to retweet some shit, thank God Twitter wasn't around then. I would have said the
God.
stupidest
33 is
shit.
not that young, and if he's a smart guy,
Yes, it is.
but
You
he's-
say stupid shit all the time. How old
I
are you?
say stupid shit. I've never retweet anything racist.
No.
I'm 33.
Yo, you're not racist.
No,
You're
not at all.
racist.
But with him, this is a pattern.
maybe
You don't get a free pass for
but
being
here's
33.
the thing, man. His whole thing is courting controversy. That's essentially what he's doing by saying feminism is cancer. He's organizing a fist fight. He's calling them out, and he's organizing a
getting it.
verbal fist
And he has
fight.
to be
And
saved.
he's probably on Adderall, so he's talking 100 miles an hour. He's really articulate, and he's gay, and he looks fabulous. And he's got bleached blonde hair, and he wears
see a
weird
picture?
clothes. And when he's killing it, like on stage, he's a very good orator. So he's engaging them in these debates that he's got carefully thought out responses, carefully thought out sentences about.
So he knows what he's doing.
He definitely knows what he's
There
doing.
you go.
He definitely knows what he's doing.
Yes,
He's fucking
you don't
smart
get a
as
free
shit.
pass.
How was your conversation with Henry Rollins, speaking of articulate?
He's getting a little pointy with this racism thing. Look at him. There he
look
is.
at him.
Holla.
Oh, I love that hair.
He's a good-looking guy.
Handsome fella.
Hell yeah, he's handsome.
Profound love of black dick. He talks about it all the time.
He just
which
loves
is
black
also
dick.
one more way that they have a hard time attacking him, because he's a gay Jew that loves black dick. Like, he's got the spectrum covered. He's like, there's a triangle of
bases.
invincibility that's around him. Brian's not.
These are good.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah. That's what you're talking. It's the one time Brian's not talking.
Yeah,
He's
I was waiting for Brian to
refuels
go
the yap.
off. Oh man.
Have I been yappy on this
No,
podcast?
you're all right. But
No,
here,
you're
man,
good.
I think you can't. This is what fascism is. You can't enforce your view of the world on people through violence, because that's what you're doing when you're a fascist, and that's what people need to understand. Like, you can't just use the word fascist when it applies to right-wing people. If you're keeping people from communicating, if you're keeping a gay Jew from talking shit on your stage, and you can't just counter what he's saying with someone who's better at talking shit, that has better points. So instead, you want to throw a chair through the window at fucking Starbucks? Look, stop. You guys are fascists. I know you don't
100%.
think you're fascist. Even if you think you're right, the way you're doing it is 100% wrong. This isn't the guy's not a Nazi. He's not someone who's, even if he's said a racist thing in the past, he's not the first. Every fucking comedian has said racist shit. Les Dog herself had a bunch of racist shit they pulled off of her Twitter page.
Yeah.
We don't hate her for that. She had a bunch of shit about white people, just generalizing about white people in general. If you ever did that about black people, you would get blackballed from Hollywood for life. Of
course.
But we will allow a certain amount of stupid shit to come out of people's mouths if we think that you're not a bad person.
Yeah, and
I'll
if
tell you what.
if you disagree with somebody, the way you beat it, let's say it again, the way you beat a bad idea is with a better idea.
What you don't do is you don't start this fucking meme of punch Nazis. Like, everybody keeps saying punch Nazis. Like, don't say that. You're talking
Did you see
stupid
that guy
shit.
get punched on air though?
So, girls are getting maced.
Richard
Did you
Spencer.
see that girl get maced in the face? The
No.
girl with she had a "Make Bitcoin Great Again" hat. and they came up and maced her in the face because it looked like a Make America Great Again hat.
Oh, she fucked up. Where
Doesn't matter, man. They
No, I'm
maced
saying
her
it's
in the
super
face.
fucked up, but
a
God,
guy
probably
hit her in the
think
head with a sign, and another guy maced her in the face.
God, they're ruthless. Tell you who
Dude.
they weren't ruthless with is our boy Jake Shields.
Yeah.
He was at the protest. They're like,
It's
nah,
lucky
you
he
good,
didn't
dog.
get maced.
He's lucky he didn't get maced in the face, and
Yeah.
they ran the train on
You
him.
need more.
Yeah.
You need more than mace to fight Jake Shields. if
No,
you're just a
no,
regular
mace kind of
protester.
fucks you up.
The problem with mace is you can't see, and if people just jump on you and you can't see, look, Jake could probably jack 90% of them that come anywhere near him.
Not
But
with
if you
mace,
can't,
though.
If you can't see and someone hits you over the back of the head with something,
Yeah.
these fucking people are doing exactly what they would hate. And when I see people, like there's people that have been calling out for a coup. They're calling out for a military coup. They're calling out for the. I've seen more than one person say
know.
this. Like the military needs to step in and take our country
Yeah.
back. And I'm like, holy shit!
Yeah.
Is this a Patrick Swayze movie
Yeah.
from the '80s?
Well,
I
they're
wish.
thinking exactly the way a fascist would or a tyrant would. They just have a different target.
Right.
That's
So
what
they
I
think
always
it's
say.
for the better.
People, it's amazing how many people think exactly like their enemy. Exactly like their enemy. I want to kill all of them or whatever.
Exactly.
And yet they're just, the only difference is they have a different target.
Well, it's crazy when you have a legitimate contest, all right? You had a legitimate popularity contest, and one guy wins, and you're not happy that the guy wins, so you want to start riots. Like you might have fucked up and not voted, or you might not have done such a good job of picking a candidate, or you might have had the wrong campaign. But you have to accept when someone wins, otherwise there's no fucking point in having this contest. We have this contest every 4 years, and if you don't accept who won, as long as it's not the cheating, whatever the cheating happened, it probably happened on both sides. Whatever legal shit they got away with, whatever shenanigans, and the PR they did to him with the whole grab him by the pussy thing and all that. I mean, there's attacks left and right on both sides. He came out ahead. People
Yeah.
aren't happy.
And more
I understand
important-
that people aren't happy, but
Yeah.
you can't think that you can start a riot now because you didn't want him to be in there. They had a stupid fucking contest. He won the stupid fucking contest. The problem is you're having a stupid fucking contest to see who runs the world.
And also, it's important to have a little compassion for the other side in this terms. Like, I constantly hear Trump voters being characterized as homophobes, rednecks, dumb hillbillies, and all that stuff.
Uneducated,
Okay,
yeah.
Because they're in there. They're in the mix.
There's always there, and they're in the mix on both sides of the in
For
both
sure.
categories. Here's the thing. It might also be worth taking a little bit of a human approach and looking at Trump voters. And maybe a lot of Trump voters who are good people didn't like Trump that much either, but they liked Hillary way less. Or maybe Hillary's talking the way Obama has been for the past 8 years and their lives haven't changed.
For sure.
And they were desperate to see anything else work. Be a little compassionate on why a lot of people voted for Trump. Because remember, this country voted a black president, and a lot of those voters were white two times in a row.
Well, but
So
in
be a
order
little
for him
compassionate.
to have won, you have to have some people that voted for Obama
A lot
in the
of
last
people.
term that voted for Trump this term.
Correct.
There's a lot of people that thought it would be a better thing to have him other than her.
Yeah, so they're not all racist. They're not all, homophobes. They were. That's why I was always really careful about. I was always critical of Trump. I was very careful not to be critical of Trump voters because, there are a lot
Yeah,
of
but
good
you're
people
not
that
being
did
honest
so.
because there are dummies in there too.
Of course there
Just
are.
like there's
Of
dummies
course
in the
there
Hillary
are.
camp.
100% there
and
are.
that's why those stereotypes exist. When you talk about the latte sipping Hillary supporters who literally know nothing about what the negative things she's done. If you say anything about her, you're a sexist. I mean, there's a lot of that going on too. Those are real people. Like the real ridiculous people on the left and the right. They're all real. So the hillbillies that love Trump, dude, I've seen it, man. I saw a video where this guy got pulled over in an altercation with this guy, hitting this other guy, got in some sort of a traffic altercation, and this guy comes up to his window. He's calling him the N-word, and he's saying, Trump, man, I'm with Trump. Trump's the president now. And it's that type of person.
Of course.
That, like, there are people like that that want to,
Yes.
let you know that this is their guy now because they're white and that this is like a racist thing.
You think
and that
there's-
their race is winning.
You think there was KKK people that voted for Hillary? Like a special group?
No chance.
KKK for Hillary?
Not
You
one
don't
that
think
will
so?
talk
Well, how many
about it.
KKK people are there? Like, let's be
No,
honest.
listen.
How many just straight up racists and how many KKK people?
2,000 official KKK
I don't
members.
even know if
I'm
they're
gonna say
racist. I think they're
100,000
just
at least.
dicks. There are a lot of
Maybe
just
200,000.
dicks.
I'm sorry, 200,000. I thought I saw.
Okay, that sounds. I wouldn't doubt if there was 1 million in the South.
I think there's definitely probably 1 million racists.
I'm talking
saying
about
official
Ku
KKK.
Klux Klan members.
You look, joining an organization is annoying. Like, how many UFC fans are there? There's a lot. But if you had to join an organization to be a UFC fan, there'd be far less of us.
You mean buying a pay-per-view?
No, if you had
UFC
to wear
Army.
a hood and go to a fucking flame, you had to go to a bonfire. 5,000.
What?
More than 40 different clan groups exist, many having multiple chapters or claverns. That's cute. Including a few that boast a presence in a large number of states. There are over 100 different clan chapters around the country with a combined strength in members and associates that may total around 5,000.
I said 2,000.
Oh my God, they're a little bigger than 10th Planet.
A lot of those, yeah.
It's a little bigger.
a lot of those people are.
I'm on their ass though. Fuck the KKK.
That is so crazy.
I don't even know if they're smart enough to be anything. I think that they are. A lot of times, the people are just sort of guys who want to be part of a group, and they've been told something. They don't do any research, and they're just dicks. I mean, there are a lot of just shitheads who want to be part of a hate group.
A lot of the problem with black versus white is the same problem as left versus right. Black versus white and left versus right share that fucking team thing, man. They share that team thing, and white people want to think that they're on one team, and black people want to think that they're on another team, and we fuck each other up doing that. It's so stupid.
It's human. Human beings are very tribal. I mean, anthropologists tell you that all the time, that human beings are tribal.
Don't you think it's about time, like, this generation has cut the shit.